Hello everyone, and welcome back to Afro Law and Law Bits. I'm sorry about the wait that you've had, but now I have arranged a schedule so you guys can receive videos more regularly. On top of that, as some of you may have noticed, during weekdays I have started to put up daily law segments on different subjects each week on Instagram. Some weeks there may be a little surprise at the end. My hope in all of this isn't just that you will learn about the law, but also I can show you how the law is woven into the very fabric of the game. Thank you for listening to me ramble on just a tiny bit, but very quickly before we get in, I've made the decision to split this subject over 3 videos. Today we'll be looking into the origins, and then we will cover 2 other major points in their history. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Today we will be looking at a species born of both light and dark. Today, we will be looking at the Awoken. Our story begins during the collapse aboard one of the Exodus ships, the Exodus Green to be specific, otherwise known as the Yang Li Wei. They were fleeing the system when the captain, Alice Lee, noticed an unknown signal that had chased them for 18 hours in radio silence. After it had continuously ignored being hailed, Captain Lee cut the engines so that she could turn to face their stalker. At this point, a message was received from the warmind Rasputin that he had discovered an extrasolar threat that required him to respond in full fury. He demanded full control of the weapons aboard the Exodus Green, and so Alice Lee was left torn between her colonial mission and her duty to Earth. So she asked the crew to vote whether to continue on or to turn back and attempt to defend Earth. As this happened, darkness swarmed the ship's hull. Not even light could be seen through its terrible embrace. Then the ship came under attack from relentless gravity waves that shook the whole ship as they simultaneously compressed and expanded every molecule of the crew and the Yang Li Wei itself. As the votes came in to push forward instead of returning to Earth, Alice Lee had asked her crew to get every satellite aboard the ship outside so that she could broadcast a message, a declaration of neutrality.
This is Captain Alice Lee of the Earth vessel Yang Li Wei, attempting to hail the entity surrounding the ship. We aboard the vessel wish to be treated neutrally as a separate species, and not party to baseline human conflicts or the allegiance to the traveller. This message will now repeat.
She prayed that this would be enough to halt an entity with such indifference. At this moment, 2 of the crew were out of the hull. One had followed the other out there. The first of the 2, Mara, had gone out to die alone. She had kicked off the hull with 50 kilometers of tether, and her brother Aldwin followed her out into the darkness. As the message could be heard on loop, Mara saw a pinprick of light pierce the veil of blackness that had engulfed them. Mara and all of the occupants aboard the ship found themselves threatened to be crushed between colossal forces of light and dark that were smashing into each other over and over again, filling their battleground with so much power and energy, reality itself was being torn apart before the forces of the 2 paracausal entities. As their ferocity reached an equilibrium, the true effect of their powers were revealed. A single point of reality collapsed in on itself, and a singularity, a black hole, was created as a last-ditch effort to attempt to cease the paracausal forces that were tearing apart the seams of reality. This was the moment where the universe intended to swallow its mistakes. By the black hole, everything was pulled toward the event horizon. As everything was pulled towards the singularity, Mara had made a choice that would forever change the universe. She detached herself from her 50 kilometers of tether that connected her to the ship, and together they were all pulled to the singularity. They all had shared the same fate, to be swallowed by the event horizon. But Mara knew what she wanted. Mara knew what was to come next. She would reach out towards the edge of death, and she would be the first. But it was not the sweet silent embrace of death that had found her. Instead, it was new life, and an existence of miracles. The Awoken records next speak of Captain Alice Lee experiencing divinity in a primal way. As her existence grew in complexity, she developed a purpose that grew and blossomed. She willed into existence a world, the world that she wished to found for her people, and in doing so she willed herself into existence also, but not as a god, as an immortal being. And she fell upon the world that she had made. She believed she was the first of a new people, perhaps the only one. But lying on a black stone near a remnant of the crashed ship, she discovered Mara. As Mara awoke, she understood where they were, a world of incredible bounty within the folded fabric of a hidden space-time. They were inside the black hole. Alice Lee inquired as to why Mara was the second. Mara simply stated that she didn't know. This would be the first lie told in this new world that would become known as the Distributory. The Distributory that would be home to 40,891 of the 40,900 crew. 9 were unaccounted for. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. If you enjoyed it, give that like button a push. But please know that you just taking the time to listen to me share about the lore that I enjoy so much is more than I could ever ask. Thank you very much. I will see you next time.